Joining us from London now, Rupa Huq, who is a Labour MP for Ealing Central and Acton in London, and recently travelled here to Qatar with David Amess as part of that delegation of UK MPs. Ms Huq, condolences, first of all. I can't imagine what this time has been like for you. Tell us a little bit, maybe about what David Amess did internationally. We are an international channel. You were here in Qatar recently. Obviously, his reach was well beyond the UK.
Yes, thank you for having me under very sad circumstances, really. I mean, he was an amazing man. He had a very long parliamentary career. And in fact, only less than a week ago, I was at the Al Jazeera HQ in Doha, and it fell to me to introduce Sir David to the team, the very senior people from the channel. There were 14 of us MPs there, and I talked about how, you know, he's been there. It's been in the UK Parliament since the last century, but he never ages. It's strange to be talking about him in the past tense already, but he always had a very youthful look and this kind of $1 million smile. He had been to Doha, to Qatar many times, and he talked about how every time he came there'd been progress, exponential progress. I think he said how he was a bit sceptical about the World Cup bid, but when we saw the stadiums being built, you know, he eats his words now and is really looking forward to next year's competition and coming again. And it's so sad that smile will never be seen again, that return visit will never happen now. It's a very painful time for everyone he knew, and for Southend-on-Sea, his local area that he championed so assiduously from the backbenches of Parliament, and you know, the Middle East and beyond, where he did good work too.
It obviously creates, well, a lot of discussions, but in particular about the safety and security of MPs. Have you ever felt concerned about your own safety when you have held, as it's described or as it's termed in the UK, a surgery, when you go and meet members of your constituency?
So yes, an advice surgery is a very unusually British part of the role of being a legislator. International friends are always surprised by how accessible we are. I did my own one on Friday afternoon, just after the news had broken, the tragic and shocking news of David's killing. My mind was on the news coming. We felt, you know, people had come. It was inappropriate to cancel it, but you do. It's a time where you sit with people, you sit down, it's an advice surgery, they come in with their problems, they want to be heard. Your job is to resolve those difficulties that they're having with whoever, with the immigration authorities, the social security authorities. Quite often you do get people who are quite angry or desperate because they're at the end of their tether, and that's why they're seeking the Member of Parliament's advice as a last resort. I mean, I have been, one particular one, I was sort of ambushed by a campaign group. It was meant to be, I thought it was a one-to-one meeting. About 30 people were turning up in people carriers, in vehicles and stuff, to berate me for taking a wrong position on X, Y and Z that they listed. That was the one time I did feel a bit vulnerable within a surgery setting. But hey, we're normal citizens. We live amongst our communities who we represent.
Yeah, but how would you, forgive me interrupting you, how would you find a sort of happy medium between having that accessibility, being able to uphold this tradition and being able to talk to the people who've elected you, and being safe?
I mean, I would like to think that this is a very isolated incident, but, you know, there's been two now in my MP lifetime. And so, I mean, I think one needs to, I mean, again, I imagine maybe this could have happened to any of us. Since the murder of our friend and colleague Jo Cox, again, in similarly shocking circumstances in 2016, my surgery used to be advertised venue, anyone can come through the door, they get listened to. Now it's booked appointments, so we have the name and address of everyone who's coming. I mean, we're supposed to inform the police of our whereabouts. That was a post-Jo Cox thing. Actually, since the pandemic, everyone's got out of the habit of doing surgeries. It's only my fourth one after a break in March 2020. I mean, I think police do have to take our concerns seriously. I think quite often MPs are brushed off as a bit annoying. They're very low in the trustworthy stakes. Everyone thinks that they're, sort of dishonourable people. I think we do need some sort of compromise between the two, because nobody wants to live their life behind security grills,
of course,
and bulletproof existence. But at the same time, if we just go on saying we'll carry on as normal, we don't want to see a third such incident.
Yeah, of course. Look, Rupa Huq, thank you so much for your time. I'm sorry we had to, talk under these circumstances, but it is important, and I do thank you for joining us.
Thank you.